Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So the daily has ended up with a fairly bullish signal being an inside bar. You can see how we accelerated down and pretty much as I suggested yesterday, a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to the 10-cent results, particularly on NASPA's side. And we ended up with an inside bar. So what we're looking for really is a break above the high of yesterday. That would give us an indication that we are moving to top. And I would assume that we either target, there's a bit of a gap here, but I reckon we're probably going to hit the top of the range. So top of the range for me is either there or there. So it's pretty much in this zone here. Okay, and we'll pick up those levels on the lower time frame. So let's just get down to the half hour. And you can see how yesterday was a fairly slow day, and you had an inside bar here, and then we kind of rolled, and then another inside bar. So you could have taken a long at the daily gap close, which was pretty much over there. Let's put a line in there. So you could have taken a long at that point on the retest of that area, and technically you should still be long at the moment. Okay, so but if you're trading like I'm trading, you're not holding overnight. So the case of get in long, wait, get the break, and get out at the close. Okay, so if we have a look at what's going on here, you'll notice that I have a different looking chart this morning as to yesterday, and I just want to show you another moving average strategy, and this is a 9 and a 26. So the 9 and 26 comes from the ichimoku numbers as such, and 9 and 26 are two pretty important numbers on the ichimoku theory. So all I've really done is I'll show you the properties of that. We've created two moving averages. One is a 9, one is a 26, and it shouldn't be simple. You can do it whichever way you want to. Simple, exponential, smooth, linear weighted. It doesn't really matter. It gives you a similar result. Okay. So theory is quite simple. When you get a crossover, it indicates a potential trend change, and you can see how we got an acceleration away from the crossover here. Okay. And you also notice the divergence. So when you have distance between the moving averages like this, and you start seeing price action inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, and we're moving closer, also gives you an indication that there is a potential change in direction coming. Okay, so let's just, first things first, the closing range strategy was pretty much hit towards the end of the day, breakout target and the second target, stretch target. So that was done pretty late in the day. So it would have been, well, it was a frustrating day for me anyway. Waiting for this to play out here was always fills your mind with doubt. Okay, so what I want to do is, that is the first element that we have here, but I just want to move to see what's happening on 10 cents at the moment. 10 cents up 3.3%, surprise, surprise. And the Rand did get hammered last night. So at one stage we were up to 14.80 or 14.85. We're sitting at 14.64 at the moment. So weak Rand, a strong 10 cent, pretty much a foundation has been laid for another move to the upside. Okay, so what are we looking for today? So first things first, I am looking for a bounce off this retest level. So we should tag this. If we do bounce over it, then I'm looking for this to turn into support for an entry long. Okay, I don't see us moving pretty much to the downside, to be honest with you. I think we're going to get a gap up and probably accelerate away with the gap up, especially with the way the US markets moved last night. And the futures market on the US side is pretty flat at the moment, but the Dow was up 1.5%, and the S&P was up 0.8% yesterday. And NASDAQ is the one that we need to worry about, but that didn't really move. That was 0.3% up. Okay, so I'm expecting further upside, pretty much. And what I'm looking for is ideally a pullback into this area so we don't leave a gap and move from this 47,944. Let's just get this level. So 54.83. So we're looking for a break and hold above 5,500. If we can get that, then there's an indication for a long. Targets. Okay, so obviously that is our first target of 55.76. It all depends what happens at the open. If we do gap above this, and what you typically will find is it will gap. If we just gap on it, then it'll just gently roll over in that first half hour, form a base, and then accelerate to the upside. So that is our first level, and I'm going to use these lines at the top. This area here, you can see where all these tails are. That is the next level. It's definitely a profit-taking level. So that is 511.67. So 511.60 to be safe. You can see how much interaction is around this area. So I don't see us blowing through this without a bit of consolidation. So this is definitely the area that I'll be looking to take profit. Okay, so 5.1, let's just say around 5.1200 would be a safe bet. Okay, so how I see this playing out is as follows. So I see us gapping up, pulling down a little bit, and then accelerating to here. And then in this area here, I suspect we kind of do this. Before we attempt to close that open gap. Okay, and that's kind of what I'm expecting today. So for me, we're looking for longs. Price action dictates everything. So as soon as we see, watch the open, watch the first half hour. If we break above the high of the first half hour, then trade that as your open range strategy, but your target is going to be the underside of this area. So it's a good 400-point trade that is on the table at the moment. Okay. On the off chance that we do, get rid of the noise. So on the off chance that we do start moving to the downside, let's just get to a higher time frame. Okay, and you can see how this area will coincide with the 200 moving average as well as the 26 moving average here. So it's on the 4 hours. So that's definitely an area that we need to watch for. If we do start moving to the downside, I can't see it happening from where we are now, to be honest. So if that does happen, then it's going to take some pretty noisy geopolitical noise to move the market down. And your first level is going to be 50,085, and your second level would be 49,840. But as I say, I can't see that happening today. I think this is a trend change. You can see how we've moved down to the downside, we consolidated, and we now changed direction. So to me, this is a pretty well-defined uptrend, and we just need to ride this trend to the upside. Okay, so watch out for this level here. You can see how the 12-minute 200 EMA is pretty close to here. So watch out for 55.70 and also for 56.50. So you don't want to try to get long in those areas unless the market's really moving. You want to wait for it to pull back and then get into the market. Okay, but right now this is a fairly strong uptrend. Okay, the 1 hour hasn't crossed yet. We need to see a crossover of the moving averages on the hour to give us the hourly trend, but the 30 minutes is definitely crossed over and pointing up. So for me, this is a trend change. We want to trade with the trend. Okay, so watch these two levels here. Pay attention to 200 moving averages because you could get some bounces off there. But what we're looking for is a gap up today, bit of consolidation, and then a break to the upside. And we definitely want to take profits at around 51,175. Okay, that's my take on this today. I hope it helps. And stay safe, keep those stops tight, and I'll catch up with you later. Enjoy your day. Cheers.